What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about niche markets and how it may be of great use to focus down and specialize on a very specific niche. And if you're concerned or worried about your product or industry or your business or your YouTube channel or your brand or your topic to be too specialized and focused, and you think not enough people are going to watch it or read it or consume it or buy it, this video may be for you. It will open the doors, it might open your eyes. And if you're someone who's maybe trying to please everyone and trying to catch everyone and capture them, this video may be of use to you. So what's the point of this? Well, what is a niche field or niche industry? A niche field or industry is something that's a very specific type of topic, and therefore it's implied to be very specialized, and therefore only a small percentage of people in a population will understand it, will get it, will buy from it, or are actually interested in that, in theory at least. So, before I get into this, I do have to add a caveat. Are there certain things that may be better if you broaden them slightly? Are there certain topics that are fairly broad and because of that they do fairly well? I'm sure there are. I guess Jimmy Fallon and his talk show, one could argue, is pretty broad because it caters to a lot of different people who entertain a lot of audiences. But even then, like, if you look at the details of what he does, he specializes in certain forms of entertainment, certain types of music entertainment, and so forth. And he gets on specific people in his talk show, mainly celebrities and actors, actresses, singers, entertainment people. So it's kind of niche in a way, but again, I'll give you that. And then look at BuzzFeed. I guess technically what they feed out to the public is fairly generic and most people will find it entertaining. But even then, like, arguably, if you look at BuzzFeed and you look at all the different BuzzFeed channels on YouTube, each with millions of subscribers, they all have a specific different niche. There's BuzzFeed Yellow, BuzzFeed Blue, and all of them are catered towards a specific different demographic of audience, from young men in their early 20s to young women in their late teens and so on. So now let's get into it. So my big point to you is that sometimes it is very helpful and influential to choose a very specific detailed niche. And if your concern is that you won't capture enough people or you can't make a lot of money on a specific small type niche area, I think that's completely untrue. First off, if you look at some of the market shares for even some of the biggest companies out there that you think, dominate the world or dominate your country, and you think that these businesses own like 100% of the market share in their industry or their topic, if you look at it globally, that's not even the case. I can pull out so many examples just off the top of my head. Google. Let's just start with Google search engine. You think that's a pretty dominant force, right? No. If you go to some of the big countries on the earth, on the other side of the earth, Google is not even a player anymore. It's out. Baidu is the search engine of choice. And that's that. Like, Google has lost its chance there. It would have to make some major changes, and Baidu would have to do a lot of things really wrong, which I don't think it will, for Google to ever have a chance again. It's lost its percent chance of capturing any market share. And then you can go on and on from there. Like, think of anything. Cat food brands. Coke. What else? Chairs. Gaming consoles. Anything that you think is like so prevalent or predominant. If you actually look at the numbers, some of them are only at like what, 5%, 10% of the market share for cat food or dog food or soda or whatever else. And you realize that the world is a very competitive, tough place. And even just capturing, 1% of the market share means that you are doing a lot. You're making a lot of money. Look at Sarah Blakely. She founded Spanx, which was a specific type of pantyhose that was cut in a specific way. Now that's kind of a niche thing. I mean, it's for females and so forth, and that she's a billionaire. Her company's worth billions, and that's not something that caters to every single person, or even close to it. It caters to a very specific type of women at a specific time and age in her life, and looking to wear a specific thing for a specific event. And I've actually asked a few females whether they wear Spanx or hear about it, and I was surprised. They were like, "I don't wear it. My mom does." So it's a bit of a niche thing, and I had never even heard of this. And that's how it is for a lot of things, for YouTube as well. Like I've watched more YouTube than 99% of people on this earth, and therefore, because I'm very broad in what I watch, I've seen a lot of different types of channels, some very successful ones too. And one thing I found is that a lot of these channels, they may have 1 billion views or 2 billion views or tens of millions of subscribers. I'm constantly shocked when I go out and I talk to new people of all different ethnicities and backgrounds and ages and so forth, some of which who I would think would be pretty plugged into the media world. And I'm just constantly amazed because most of them, if not all of them, have rarely ever even heard of the channel. So that's kind of scary in and of itself. It's like, you think that you're broadcasting to the world, and in a way you kind of are. And, despite impacting millions of people, you realize that there's billions who haven't even heard of you and don't even care about you or know about you. So it's kind of, I guess, what's the word? Humbling to know that your reach, despite its power, is not that great. But it still is, not trying to discount you or anything. But understand that, like, literally, there's some videos that have gotten so many views, so many channels out there that I'd bring up or talk about to people, and they're just like, oh, no idea. Over 9,000, what does that mean? On and on and on. I mean, there's so many different examples, from prank videos to this, to that. They haven't even heard of it. So that boggles my mind. That surprises me so much.